How's it going, everybody? It's opening night. Great night. Feels like Christmas for a lot of us. For a lot of us football fans, having the world champs New York Football Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, and and MetLife Stadium is gonna be a great game in my opinion. I think, and I'm just gonna bring you a couple of keys for both teams, and who I think what are going to be the biggest key game, underrated factor, and the players to watch out for, and I'll eventually give you guys a winner. Starting off with the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be that offensive line. How does that offensive line? It looked bad in the preseason. How is that offensive line going to be tonight? You got a couple of young parts. Tyron Smith, the best lineman that they have there. I think he's over the left tackle now. With a bunch of couple of other parts. How do they gel? How do they come out looking? Because they definitely had protection issues in the preseason. So how do they protect Tony Romo, help the run game? That's going to be a factor. Another factor in this game is going to be Jason Witten's health, if he's going to be able to play in this game. He's Tony Romo's number one guy. He's his security blanket. Yeah, he had ruptured his spleen or lacerated his spleen against the Raiders in a preseason game, and he's doubtful for the game. But I think that he'll try to fight. If he gets cleared, I think he's definitely going to play, which is something that the competitor in him is not going to allow him not to play. So that's going to be huge. And I think the final key is going to be on the defensive side of the football. How improved is that secondary, where you got guys like Brandon Carl, who you gave money to. You gave, I think, a guy who's going to be a future star in this league, and Morris Claiborne, drafted him with 6th overall pick. Fifth overall pick. Excuse me. How does he help improve? How do those two guys help improve that secondary, which was really horrible for them last year? Rob Ryan, he likes to have a lot of DBs on the field with his pressure. So I want to see how he does there. Players to watch out for in this game is going to be DeMarco Murray. His ability to run the football is going to be something huge in this game, I think. Des Bryant, his playmaking ability, if he's going to be the punt and kick returner. I would also probably go with a guy. I'll go with DeMarcus Ware. His ability to put pressure on the quarterback is going to be something huge in this game. And either one of the safeties for the Dallas Cowboys, whoever is going to be back there, they were the really weakest part of that defense last year, along with the corners. But either one of the safeties, or you know what, I'll throw Morris Claiborne out there. He'll be another guy to watch out for, just because his ability. They got him to be the shutdown corner. They lost out on Nami Asamoah last year to the Philadelphia Eagles, so maybe his ability to be a shutdown corner, future starter, I think he's going to be a key guy for that team. Keys for the Giants in this game is going to be how's that new improved running game look? I think the running game is going to be better than it was last year. David Wilson coming, first round pick. I think he's going to be good. How does he help? How does he help that in running game? How does he help Ahmad Bradshaw? How do they use him? Is it going to be a lot of third down back situations where he's catching the ball out of the backfield? He's going to be key. That's going to be one big key. I think another key is going to be the third wide receiver for the New York Giants. You already know about Akeem Smith. You know about Victor Cruz. Who's going to be that third wide receiver? Is it going to be Ruben Randall, a guy who's going to step up? Or is it going to be a Jair Jernigan, a guy who's going to be in the slot, who they drafted a couple years ago to be that slot guy / returner for them? Or is it going to be the Ramses Barton? Is it going to be him finally becoming that guy that they thought they got when they got rid of Plaxico Burress, where they thought that this guy's going to be our red zone guy, a big target guy, big body guy in the wide receiver. He's finally, I think, defined and crafted his art around being a receiver. So I expect him to make big plays as well. And how does that defense look? Especially with Michael Cole starting now. Prince Amukamara is not playing. Terrell Thomas is not here. Aaron Ross is in Jacksonville right now. How does he play? How does that secondary look with the new changes and new changes in that linebacker with Keith Rivers? How is that defense going to look coming out first game? It's going to be amped up. It's going to be hyped in there. So I want to see how that defense overall looks. Keys for the Giants, the key players for the Giants to look out for in this game. Ahmad Bradshaw, I think, how does he handle being the starter again? Is his feet finally healthy? Is he going to be healthy enough to take on the load that he's going to get, even though he was a starter last year? I would say Martellus Bennett. Martellus Bennett, the Giants love to use their tight ends, and not having their two tight ends from last year. And Bear Pascal was more of a blocking jumbo type of tight end who could still catch the football. But I think that if Martellus Bennett can finally show off the talent that he has, I think he would be a great pickup for this game, and he's a guy to watch out for. I think on the defense, I already said the guy's name, Michael Coe. How is he going to do as his first start? A guy that he's probably going to be going up against Miles Austin or Des Bryant. How is he going to react to that? And I think Jason Pierre-Paul, without question, a guy who's going to be something that's going to be able to just wreak havoc on Tony Romo and keep Tony Romo flinching a little bit in the pocket. So his pressure ability to rush the passer is going to be huge in this game as well. The one big key I think in this game is going to be turnovers. You know, both of these quarterbacks are guys who like to take chances, and they like to throw the ball into tight windows, or they make those type of plays. Like, what were they thinking? So I think turnovers and quarterback play is going to be the bigger keys in this game. I think the underrated factor in this game is going to be, I would say, the return game for both the special teams overall is going to be, for both teams, is going to be something that's going to be a really, really underrated factor for this team, in this game. That's going to be something that's going to be huge. And I think that the matchup to watch out for is going to be just in the trenches. How does the Cowboys offensive line deal with the Giants pass rush? And how does the Giants offensive line, which struggled at times, look against DeMarcus Ware and that front seven and those blitzes? How do they protect them? How do they protect Eli Manning for those blitzes that Rob Bryan likes to run a lot? So those are my keys. I think at the end of the day, I think the Giants find a way to pull out. I think they win 30-20 in this game. I think it's going to be a close game towards the end, and I think that the Giants will be up by a touchdown, and they'll kick a field goal towards the later part of the game in the fourth quarter to win it. So I'm picking the Giants 30-20. Start off their Super Bowl. To start off their chance to repeat in the Super Bowl another way. And that's who I got. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.